bachata basic moves. First is the basic side step. 1, 2, 3, tap, 5, 6, 7, tap. The second is the basic step with cross in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The third is bachata basic step with cross to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 4, we have mambo step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 5, we have the hesitation step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For the hesitation step, we need to be in close position to have some more control on our follower's body to lead the stop and come back. But we can also use this connection here to stop the first step, take it back, then change the weight. Stop it with the frame, put it back, then change the frame. Number 6, we have the bachata basic turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. The turn will be for the follower. 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can go with the hand over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I can go to the other direction and turn as well. Now we can combine the follower and the leader's turn. Basic step, follower's turn, leader's turn, and finish with counts again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 8, we have the reverse turn for the follower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's change the angle so you can see better the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse means going backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we also have the reverse for the leader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I would go forward, it would be the natural turn, but I choose to go backwards, so I have the reverse turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 9, we have the hair brushes. Hair brushes means like you would have, let's say, a medal and put it over your follower's head or around your own head or around both of your heads. So this is called the hair brush. Hair brush. Now there are two types of hair brushes: outside and inside. When we have the outside hairbrush, the head is like this, like we have a bridge. So I use this bridge and put it over the follower's head. The second, which is called the inside, is if I turn the head like I would have a window and go with the window around. Now this one looks like the leading for the turn. So when you start, let's say, the basic, and you want to do this hairbrush, the follower may mistaken it for a turn. So it is better to have connection with both of your arms, because when you start the hairbrush, you will use this hand to block the turn, the potential turn, and the other one to lead the hairbrush. Now make sure you do not go around, because then it will for sure be mistaken with a turn, but rather go close to your partner. Okay, so we call this outside hairbrush because the hand goes into the outside of our frame. So if we stay like this is considered to be the inside of our, and this space is the outside. So from here, this is the inside, this is the outside. Because the hand goes outside, we call it an outside hairbrush. Now we go into the inside of our frame, so we call it an inside. Now this one is the clear one, because as I said, it looks like a turn. Now the same hairbrush can be done for the follower, so I can do one for me and use it to then close the frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or I can use it for the follower to change hands. So instead of just changing the hands here, to do a figure with this connection, I can use a hairbrush. 1, 2, 3, I change it, and then I can lead into some different. And now we come to number 10. Number 10? No, 10. On number 10, we have the head roll. So we are going to use the head and switch sides to now lead head roll. The head roll is used by the follower, but the leaders can also do head rolls. Easiest way to go into a head roll is to place your hand on the follower's shoulder. But you do not just place the hand here, you do a hairbrush, then the hand is already there. After you do the hairbrush, make sure that you do not keep the hand there and release it, because you need the shoulder, you do not need the other hand. Okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 11, we have the hammer lock is when our hand is locked to the back. This is why it is called lock, because it is locked. And hammer because it looks like a hammer. Okay? Now when we get into a hammer lock, there are many ways to get there. First is if you leave the hand, so if you just throw it to the back and then catch it on the other side. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, continue the basic and use the other hand to turn, and you are out of the hammer lock. So if a turn got us out of the hammer lock, it means that a turn can also get us into a hammer lock. So I can use a turn and then lower the hand, so it will get into a hammer lock, and then lead another turn with the other hand and go out of the hammer lock. Or you can combine. I get into a hammer lock by throwing the hand, connecting, and then with the other just get out. So from this position again, we have 1, 2, catch the hand, 3, 4, basic step, lead a turn, and we are out of the hammer lock. Now into a hammer lock, I can go as a leader if I turn by myself on 1, 2, 3, 4, and get out when I turn again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So hammer locks can be done both for the follower and the leader in the same time. Number 12, we have the 180 figure. This comes into a close frame and also close position. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we turn 180 degrees. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 360 has the exact same steps, but with more amount of turn, so that we get in the same position as we started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, in order to get in that position, you really have to turn a lot on each steps, because you still have 4 steps to complete the turn. So even if the turn is twice as much, you do not have twice as many steps. So you still have just count 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now the follower raises the foot a little because it will be easier to place it more around me if it starts from this position being up than if it is down and has to go up and then over, because the follower has to go a lot around me. And if the follower does the styling by raising the foot, it will help gain more momentum and go around some more. Now we can close the connection with both our hands, so we can go here, which gives us more control and more speed. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Number 13, we have the shadow position. Shadow position is when the partners are facing backwards to each other. So if the follower is facing backwards to me, we call this the shadow position. But if I am also in this position, it is still a shadow position. Now, how do we get in and get out from the shadow position? Starting with a basic step. One way of getting into the shadow position is with the rocking step forward and backwards. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Another way is if we lead a turn. So I can change hands, right with right down and left with left above. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say I want to lead a turn. 5, 6, 7, 8. Except that this time it looks like I'm leading a turn, but as the follower is turning, I'm opening the arms and stopping it. Then I go down onto the body and continue with a basic step. Another way of getting into the shadow position is using the hammer lock, which we just learned. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn and block. And now here we are into a shadow position. Now, in order to get into a shadow position as a leader, we use a mambo step. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to turn to my left using the mambo step, which is 1, tap on 2, 3, tap on 4, and then go sideways and continue. Number 14, we have the hip rolls. So for that, we have to get into a close position, a really, really close position, and bend the knees. Now this hand isolates, it's like a barrier, which splits the upper part of my partner's body and the lower part. So we put a barrier in the middle. We start with a rocking step, and now we use our knee to lead circular movements for the hip in one direction or the other direction, or change our mind in the middle and go up. So let's see how we count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, down. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And last but not the least, we have the body waves. The body waves look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the reverse 5, 6, 7, 8. We also have sideways body rolls, but we will be teaching this in a separate lessons. Now let's focus on the forward and backwards body waves. So first is from the open position, but as you can see, we have a different connection to our hands. It is not this connection which we use for the turns, but this connection which gives us more tension and control. So we have 1, 2, we open, 3, 4, lead the wave 5, 6, and up 7, 8. Now, if you remember the shadow position, which was this one, after the basic steps, in this shadow position, we can also lead the body waves and also up and some more. If you remember the hip rolls, you can also lead here the hip rolls, tap, and then we can do a double turn, which is actually 1.5 turns, and exit.